Hi, I'm Ann Gipson, and I'm delighted to share with you some strategies for teaching the Boys Round Dance by Niels Gade. This is a lively dance in 6/8 meter in ABA form that is filled with frequent changes of rhythmic patterns and musical ideas, all reminiscent of the steps and the gestures and the turns and twists that might occur in a typical folk dance. For example, the piece starts with a very rhythmic opening and then moves to a scalar passage. Later in the A section, there is a broken chordal passage, which is very reminiscent of dancers turning and spinning through the dance. To introduce this piece, I would actually start away from the music with 3 preparatory activities. First, I would have the student explore a Danish folk dance. Many are available on YouTube, and that will give the students an opportunity to hear the music and see the dancers, how they're moving, how they're changing direction, how they're changing dance steps, all things that they would want to think about when bringing this music to life. Secondly, since this piece is in A minor, I would ask the student to review or learn an A minor scale in all of its forms. This is especially important since this piece uses the A melodic minor scale in that first sweeping scale gesture. The third preparatory step involves the chordal passage in the middle of the A section, where I would ask students to learn this using an abstract. And an abstract is just, as Becky Shockley calls it, a map. It's an outline of what's happening in the music. And so I would ask the student just to learn the chords from these chord symbols on the abstract. The A minor, E major over G sharp, F major, etc. Then looking at the score, we would take those chords that the student has become familiar with and write in the chord symbols. Find where those occur in the music. And then at that point, it's time to turn our attention to the fingering. So in this particular example, it's really important to think about fingering that will allow for fluency and for even tone and rhythm as the hands move back and forth between one another. I might suggest this fingering. 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 5, 4, 2, 1, etc. Of course, you might find a different fingering that fits your hand or your student's hand much better, but the importance of this fingering is to find something that is fluent and allows for fluency. Then once the student knows that fingering, I would want them to practice it in a way that really helps secure the fingering, and I like to do that with groups. So I would have a student start with a group of 7 notes. Etc. So once a student has learned both the opening section and this chordal section, then it's time to turn our attention to the B section. The B section is considerably shorter in length and changes to a very sweet melody versus accompaniment texture in A major. The challenge of this piece, of this section of the piece, is the frequent changes of dynamics and texture that occur, as if the dancers are suddenly changing direction or suddenly changing their motions of the dance. So there are no tempo markings included, but this is an opportunity that you could give your students to explore using rubato and thinking about how much breath is needed at these moments as if they were the dancer needing to take time. Here's the B section. comes time to memorize the piece, I think one of the challenges a student will find is how many different ideas there are, many musical ideas with slight variations. And so early on in the learning process, one thing that I think will help is if they actually go through and color code the music. And I would actually have them color each of the similar ideas, finding where those similar ideas occur, and then note the variations that also occur. In addition, I would have them create a map of the entire piece where they're actually analyzing it and labeling ideas A, B, A, and then also the internal ideas so that they're seeing the large sections where the repetitions are, as well as the slight variations, and making note of that. And then to reinforce memory, we can use those starting places. I might have them start at the very end of the piece with that A2 codetta from memory, playing from there. And then having them move back to the B1 section that is in a higher register than it's been before when presented. And it's only presented in one time. So here's that. There is certainly much more that can be addressed in this piece, and there are many strategies to approach it, to introduce it, and to work through it. But these are some of the things that have worked for me. It's a fun piece to play and to teach, and I hope you and your student will enjoy exploring the Boys Round Dance. Thank you.